Is there a concern about a bubble similar to 2008 developing through this hot market? So Mark's got a bubble concern. What do y'all say about that? Let's go. That all being said, what's your thoughts, Scott, about a bubble in this market?
So the key there is similar to 2008. No, I don't in the short run see a bubble coming. If you continue this path, and we hit 10% price appreciation this past year, our historic average over 35 years is 4.6%. So and we were trending along that, which was very sustainable. If we have 10%, 10%, 10%, at some point you're going to have a correction. I don't see it in the near future. Why we're different from 2008 is because after 2008, lenders got very strict. Prior to 2008, if you breathed on a mirror and could fog it, you could get a loan. And people were doing 100% financing. They were negative amortization loans, things people shouldn't have been getting into. And everyone thought it was going to keep going. And we had 20% price appreciation in a year. We're not at those marks, and lenders have been so restrictive. You've had to really prove that you could get in on something from 2008 on. So there's plenty of equity in these properties. It's not like people are going to go belly up here all of a sudden. Interest rates are low. That's what's driving this right now. The Fed said they're not going to raise interest rates for 3 years. They're not looking to. So housing became more affordable on that monthly payment standpoint, but because of that, that's what we're seeing in this pricing. And we're going to see more momentum because of, like what we said. I mean, Elon Musk just moved to Texas. Larry Ellison moved to Lanai. I got a number of clients from Oracle, Facebook, Google, different places that they're now allowing them to work remotely. So you're seeing this shift, this demographic shift for people, and it's bringing people here. So I don't see it being a bubble, not anytime soon. I think we need several more years of this run, because all we're doing right now is eliminating that affordability that was created from the interest rate drop. We got a ways to go before we go well past that.
Well, I don't think it's quite the same. And one of the reasons is lenders are pretty strict these days. I mean, I'm finding that lenders are stricter than ever and requiring checking, verifying people's income up to right before closing, requiring higher down payments if it's an investment property. Prior to 2008 was a totally different situation. And also, I mean, while our market is busy and yes, there's a lot of activity, I don't see people out there just willing to pay whatever for anything because they just think real estate in general, they're just going to buy it, whatever it is. The people that are buying, I mean, are wanting to invest in something to improve their lifestyle. It's not just, any condo, I'm going to buy it. And I mean, most of the buyers I work with, all the buyers I work with, I mean, we're looking at the comps, we're looking at the value of the neighborhood too. I mean, it's not just, buy anything kind of market.
Scott, Dylan, I believe you had a story that you were one of these people who fogged the mirror a long time ago and got a house. What's your sense of the state of the Mark's? How would you respond to Mark's question about, hey, is this a bubble going on?
The biggest thing that is going to prevent that from happening is the legal framework, right? If you look up the Dodd-Frank financial regulations that went into effect, I think 2009, 2010 after the bubble. But as Peter alluded to, I'm a perfect example of what caused the bubble, right? So when I was 24 years old, out of the military, going to college on the GI Bill, no job, no savings, no investments, no down payment. I got a loan to buy a house with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, who had been teaching for 6 months. Same thing, same boat, no, very little income, no savings, nothing. But we got that loan to buy that house the first time, which was a blessing. We made a lot of appreciation off of that, which led into future homes that we bought. We recently bought a house. We've bought 2 houses since then. The second time it was, very stringent. But even this third time, earlier this year, they called me the morning of closing. They called my cell phone, which is listed as my office number, right, to verify that I was still employed. So before they funded the loan and we could close on this house, they were checking one more time that nothing had happened. So it was a much more painful process, having a down payment, having income, having assets. I mean, being a totally qualified buyer. The process this time, 11 years later from the last time we did it, was much, much different. And those are the things that are going to prevent another bubble, is those legal frameworks and regulations that are now in place. Because before, there was a lot of corruption in the industry where realtors and mortgage brokers and appraisers were all working together. So, a realtor would get an offer in on a house that was overpriced, and then the appraiser would then appraise it overpriced, and then the lender would do a loan on it that it was overpriced. And so all of that stuff went away. It's called RESPA. There's all of these legal regulations now that prevent all that stuff from happening. You can't pick your lender anymore, or the lenders can't pick the appraisers and pay them off on the side. They give them an appraisal that is overvalued. So it's a much different environment than it was in 2007, 2008.
Dylan, my only question for you is when they called the office, which was your cell phone, and when you answered it, did you tell them that you were still working for yourself?
I did. That's definitely a flaw. I don't think that's everybody's situation, but
that's all I wanted. Anyway, that's a good one. Thanks, Dylan.
They were called ninja loans, right? No job, no income or assets. Ninja loans.
Oh, ninja loans. Okay. No job, no income, no assets.